did it, boys. Fucking 405 in the books. Oh my God. What an insane day. Yo. Oh my God. I want to say like what a relief, but this was in the works. I knew I was capable of this. So there's no need to feel relieved. Just feel accomplished. It's happened. You know, it's like in my brain, in my mind, it's like this already happened. I just had to follow through and just carry it out. But dang, it sucked. Oh my goodness. Like, words cannot describe just how terribly I felt today warming up. Like the worst. Okay, not the worst. Probably like third worst. Like end of last week when I think it was like in the last video that I posted, last like Thursday or something, when I wanted to do my last heavy workout and I couldn't even go higher than 365 and I was struggling to do 365 for singles. Like, okay, that felt pretty bad, but I was cooked. Like my legs were fried. Coming into today, like I rested. So yeah, like last Friday was easy, Saturday was easy, Sunday was my day off. I woke up today and I was like feeling like super like rested. Like my legs felt fresh, everything felt fresh. But I guess like not going heavy, like one thing for sure, like not going heavy in the front squat definitely affects technique, and not squatting relatively heavy definitely affects mobility. Because if you don't have like a decent amount of weight and you're squatting like somewhat below parallel, your mobility, like, because like that's a big part of like improving like mobility. It's getting yourself into that bottom position of a squat, and that in and of itself will help your ankle mobility and hip mobility. So not doing that on Friday, Saturday, and then having a complete day off on Sunday definitely affected how tight everything just felt. Like I felt fresh, but everything felt tight. And so I went into the gym and I spent literally like 30 minutes like doing like a general warm-up, which usually I don't do. But usually it's like I've been front squatting every single day. So usually, like, even though I'm sore, everything feels like it's moving like quite well. But I did like 5 minutes on the like assault bike, and then foam rolling, soft tissue work, joint mobilization for my ankles, some like dynamic stretching. You're trying to like open up the hips and everything. And then off we were after 30 minutes into the front squats. And the super lightweights felt pretty good. Like with the bar felt good. So I went bar 95, 135, 185, 225. So then after I go and I throw 25-pound plates on each side and I take 50-pound jumps essentially. Up until I got to 315. Then after 315, I went 345, 365, 385, and then 405. Anyways, I'll get there. Well, okay. I'm just rambling. First, well, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna go to HEB, pick me up a rotisserie chicken, and that's gonna be my treat. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, so the warm-ups felt good. They were moving and grooving. The bar felt nice, 95, 135, 185. Well, so right around like 185, I was like, whoa, it's hurting. Like it feels not right. I'm not gonna say it feels heavy. It felt a little heavy, but it just didn't feel right. I'm like, oh, this is no good. And one thing I changed, usually after like one plate, like when I get to like 185, I'll throw in the knee sleeves and just like warm up my knees, but then I'll stay beltless until after 315. So usually I'll hit 315 beltless and then I'll throw on the belt for like 365. Oh man, all this construction. They don't want me to get my rotisserie chicken. Yeah, so, but today I was like, I'm gonna keep my knee sleeves off a little bit longer so that when I do throw them on, I have this like psychological edge. Like I've worked my way up to this weight, to X weight without the knee sleeves. And now that I throw them on, I'm gonna be like super strong. So maybe that had something to do with it. Just like it feeling heavier, but also like my knees were just hurting. Because like, yeah, the knee sleeves like help you move more weight, but even moving more weight my knees don't hurt at all. So it's like if I could do, so I do like 315 without sleeves, or it's like I can probably go up to like 315 without sleeves, but if like, let's say like 315 was my max, but with sleeves I could do like 335, my knees would hurt without the sleeves all the way up to 315, even starting at like one plate. But with the knee sleeves on, my knees won't hurt at all. Like basically all the way up until I hit maybe like 335. But yeah, so today I went without the sleeves all the way up until like 275, I think, and then I threw them on. And I was doing I was getting the reps in, and it wasn't grinding, but it just felt hard and my knees were aching. So I was like, okay, maybe this wasn't the smartest idea, but let's throw them on now and just carry on. So anyways, 275, and then I did 315 with the sleeves without the belt. 315 was heavy, and then I went to 345, and man, 345 was like, oh, like is my max now 345? Like, am I gonna leave the gym with a 345? That's how bad it was. And I was like, at this point mentally, I was like, oh, I was kind of like, is this how we're gonna end this? Is this the redemption arc? 345. I didn't record. I wasn't planning on recording until I got to like 385. Just because I was like, surely it's not gonna, like, well, one, I don't want to record myself failing 345, but also I was confident that it's like there's no need to record it because it's just gonna be like any other warm-up set. The boy was I wrong. 345 was hard, and then I was like, it was so hard to the point where I was like, I literally can't jump to 365. Like, I can't go to 365. Like, if I try 365, I'm gonna fail. So like, shoot, what do I do? What do I do? I was like, okay, I'm just gonna hit 345 again and then see how I feel after hitting it a second time. So I rested and I hit it again, and it felt a little bit easier, but it was still hard. And it felt just easy enough to where it's like, okay, now I think I can do 365. And so I loaded up 365 and I hit it, and it felt just as hard as hitting 345 for the first time. And I was like, oh no, are we doing this? Am I gonna like have to do like 2 singles all the way up? And I was like, I think I'm gonna have to. Screw it. I was like, at this point, it's like everything's been climaxing to like today to hit the 405. So it's like I have to like try anything and everything that I can to get this 405. Like, even if it's not ideal, like for me to hit like 365 several times and 365 or 345 more than once, 365 more than once, so on and so forth. Like, that's all I can do. Like, I can't go up, because if I did, I think I would have failed it. Like, I just didn't feel like I was turned on. Like, not in a weird way, but I was not like mentally, like my brain, my nervous system was not like firing. So 365 the first time didn't feel good, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to go do it again. Like, even though this is like wasting energy, like I gotta do it again. So I rested. I hit 365 the second time, and I think after I hit it the second time, that's when I was like, okay, now I'm getting turned on, like psychologically, not, sexually in any kind of way. But after the second one, I was like, okay, I can definitely go up to 385. And at this point, after hitting it for the second time, I was like, okay, I'm confident that 385 is going to feel better than like the 365 or the 345 before. Just like the technique was just feeling good. Because I think after like going super light Friday, Saturday, and the Sunday off, the technique was just not grooving. It just, like, my body didn't know what to do as I was going down. I mean, going down, the references are like out of control today. What am I on? So then I loaded up 385 and I recorded that, and 385 felt smooth. It felt good. And I was like, okay, I got 405. Like, I was so ready. I was like so ready for 405 after 385. And yeah, I was contemplating, like, do I jump like to 395 and 405 or something? But I was like, nah, screw that, dude. Load up 405. And I was feeling good. I should mention, on the 385, this happened literally on every set after 345 and all the way up. I was like, I didn't get like the right rack position until like for every single one of the reps. I unracked it, I stepped back, and I felt like I was gonna pass out. And on the first, either the first or second rep of 345, literally, I swear, I unracked it, and again, my whole body was going numb. Like I was losing, like everything was like shaking. Like I could not control my body. Like my legs were shaking, my arm was shaking. I was trying to like walk it back into the hooks and like to re-rack it. And literally I cannot like pick up my arms. I was like I was kind of panicking, like, holy shit. Well, not panicking because I could just dump it, but I was like, this feels like, it feels scary. Like that feeling of like you can't control your body. It's weird. I think, yeah, the bar's like pressing against one of my nerves. I don't know. But for every single set leading up, including the 405, there was, I would unrack it, and on the first go, like I racked it in the wrong position, and I had to re-rack it because like I was gonna pass out or my arm was gonna go numb, which I need to work on. It's terrible. But yeah, 380. I did the 385, and then 405, and so like I was like so locked in, music playing, everything. I was locked in, and I went to go set up the phone to like start recording, and I couldn't get the thing to start recording. It was just taking pictures. I was like, what is going on? So I literally I took probably like 20 pictures and like 10 like short 2-second videos, because I couldn't get it to keep recording. And like literally I wasted like 2 minutes, and the music stopped playing, and I was just like, oh my god, like right now, like serious. But I channeled that anger, and I yeah, consumed my rage, and I got it working, and I went, and yeah, the first attempt on 405, I was gonna like, everything was going numb. I was like losing control of my muscles. So I re-racked it, got my headspace right, and I went for it, and it felt easy. Okay, it felt easier than the 400 last week, 100%, and it looked easier, it looked smoother. It was like cooking. I was cooking. It was legit AF. And if you look at it compared to like, I think like one of the first videos, or like when I was failing 395 and when I failed 400, my back was like way more rock solid. Like I was tight as granite. I don't know. I was rock solid. Like my back was a lot more stiff. Yes, it was very stiff. And I just pushed, and it felt so good, to the point where I was like, I know I definitely got more in me. And so I was like, okay, do I go for 410 or 415? And I was like, I'm confident I could do more. After the 4 or 5, my knees were kind of hurting, because I think like, because when I'm unracking and I'm like stepping out of the rack with heavy weight, my feet are not always aligned. Like one foot will be slightly behind the other, and one might be like more straight out than the other. So like when you're squatting with heavy weight, like the tracking of my knees over my feet is not equal, and like the weight is not distributed evenly. And so like my knees kind of hurt after the 405. But I was like, I got more. And so I went for 415, and I missed it. But I'm confident. I think if I went for it again, I think I could have gotten it. I definitely think I could have gotten 410. But that's a PR, another PR for another day. Anyways, I've been here for forever. I'm gonna go get this rotisserie chicken, and then I'll come back. I'll talk about, I don't know, finish my thoughts with front squat. I did bench after. I was super like fatigued, but I'll get into that afterwards. Anyways, be right back.
15 minutes later.
Hey, secured. I was like, okay, do I get the rotisserie chicken or do I get the leg quarters? Let's go leg quarters. Confirmed. Okay. You know, I was like, with the rotisserie chicken, you get the whole chicken. But, you know, as much as I like white meat, I'm all about that dark meat. Give me that dark meat. As much as I like breast, I like me a little thigh. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Anyways, forget all that nonsense. Let's go home. Let's go home and eat. Oh. Oh, baby. Oh, okay. Okay. back to the review, analysis, evaluation. The 450, I don't even know where I was. Do I keep talking about the front squat? I don't know. The 405 felt good, felt smooth. I'm happy. 415, heavy, hard. It might have been there. 410 could have been there, but yeah, that's another PR for another day. Anyways, and then I went onto bench. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna max it out today or tomorrow, but I was like, I'm just gonna go heavy and see how it feels. It warmed me up. It felt good until I got to around, I don't know, 120 kgs, 140 kgs, and then it started feeling kind of weird. So again, I guess like not having benched at all, like really, like yeah, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I just did like less than 135. I did like, it's 60 kgs, so whatever that is, I don't know, like 130. So at the heavier weights, the technique felt kind of off. But I went 120 kgs to 140 to 150 to 160, and I hit 160. It felt hard. It felt really hard. The technique felt way off, but I got the 160, which is like 354 or whatever. So not bad. I got 360. It's 353. And then, oh shoot. Yeah, whenever the ambulance is coming by, it is like, do I just stay? So I was in like the middle lane. There's like 3 lanes. And the thing is like, if I see him coming in the right lane behind me, should I stay in the middle lane and just stop and let him go? Or should I pull all the way over to the right and then make him change lanes and go around me? I've encountered this dilemma before, and I've ended up doing both things. But I think, which, you know, I'm sure one of them is incorrect. I think the right thing to do, and what I just did, is I pulled all the way over to the right and I let him swerve around me. And the thing is, he ended up turning right, so he had to like swerve around me, come back into the middle lane, and then go back into the right lane and then take a right turn. Anyways, I think pulling over all the way to the right is the most like standardized, consistent thing that, you know, that I guess ambulance drivers expect. I don't know. Anyways, I hope they're fine. The bench, yeah, I went up to 160, which is like 353. Felt hard, felt heavy. So honestly, I might revisit it like later this week or next week. My plan is to like either this week or next week, like keep doing what I'm doing, like YOLO. I'm probably not going to max out the front squat again. I'm going to max out the deadlift, or just go heavy tomorrow on the deadlift and see how I feel. If it isn't there, then I'll focus less on the front squats, because that's been like my main focus lift for the past like several weeks. And then for the next week or two, I'll focus on the bench and deadlift, and then just see how heavy I can get those. And then my school starts January 8th. So I got my undergrad. I'm going to be going to like an accelerated nursing program, which is 12 months. So it's going to get really busy. And that starts January 8th. So my plan is to like YOLO, just do whatever, go heavy, up until like end of December, that first week of January, and then do like a little mini deload that first week as I'm going back to school, just to like figure out my schedule and like what works. And then that's when I'm going to start my next like program cycle. And I've like made up my mind. I'm doing Stronger by Science SBS, Average the Savage 2.0. I'm going to run their like hypertrophy template, customize it a little bit, like the auxiliary and the accessory movements. And I'm going to run the hypertrophy template, keep on eating good, keep on doing a little bulking. Honestly, I'm thinking I might just bulk this entire year, just see how much progress I can make. Just say screw it, dude, screw it. So I'm going to run the hypertrophy templates first, which is like 21 weeks. And then I'm going to run their strength original like RTF template, which is another 21 weeks, which is damn near the whole year. And so I think, because like for the majority, at least the last couple months, I've just been doing like YOLO whatever. And like my training in the past has been like I'll take ideas from like certain like programs and then like really customize it to like what I feel like I need, but I'm gonna stick to the program as it was written. You know, I've got faith. I like Greg Nuckols. He seems very like knowledgeable and intelligent as far as programming and everything. So I'm gonna eat good this entire year, train hard, buy the book, follow the program, just have faith, you know, just do my thing. Traffic. And yeah, so probably go heavy deadlifts tomorrow. If I do, I'll film it. If not, I'll recoup later this week and just talk about like what I'm doing. But let's go, 405 in the books. I can't believe it. Like, that's such a huge milestone. And next up, it's like, oh, 500. Oh, 500. I want 500, which is like that's more like a lifetime goal. If I ever get 500, oh baby, that's gonna be legit. That's gonna be something else. I'm gonna be a different beast entirely. But I won't get there unless I do some hypertrophy work, which is something I've also just like neglected for like forever. I've only been doing like literally just very strength focused, no like hypertrophy blocks, never going more than like 5 reps or 6 reps for anything. Even then, I mean, probably rarely going higher than 4 reps. And that combined with the fact that like being in a deficit or maintaining such a low body weight or low body fat, like I feel like that really stifled my progress. So I'm gonna wrap this up here. 405. It's in the books. After so many like terrible attempts, after so many failed attempts in the past couple of weeks, you know, if you fail, just keep failing until you find success, and have faith in yourself, train hard, eat good, and you'll get there. Anyways, gonna end it here. It's a good day. It's a great day. Hope y'all have a great holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Happy Hanukkah, all the above. Y'all take it easy, take care, ciao.
That's all, folks.